Karen, my dear. Wife, may I now talk to you? Very frankly, please.
Of course, dear Bill. So, what are we to believe now? Depressed by age and pain? Alzheimer's coming on? Still planning exit next month? How can I help you this time?
Oh, in Marseille, the Islamic terrorists are setting off bombs. But I am happy here. Now I've changed my mind about exit this year.
Hooray! That's good.
Yes. I will exit next year instead.
Oh dear, not again, please, Bill.
Exit next year. Must get some things done first. Was depressed. But things have changed.
Well, that might even be good news. Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy with one new dynamic belief. I have found Lucretius.
Oh dear, I thought you loved only me. Have you gone gay? Who the hell is Lucretius?
Not gay yet. Lucretius was born in 99 BC. He was a great philosopher who said, "Religions are illusions which cause conflict and should be abandoned, nationalized or controlled."
Rubbish. Please do not criticize religion. I am a true Catholic, and this is our vacation.
Yes, vacation with so-called Islamic terrorists everywhere.
Is this a religious revolution?
Yes, Lucretius has inspired me. I must put off my exit and must tell the world about his idea that religions are illusions.
Well, dear, you were faithful to our church for years, and suddenly you meet a crazy man, Lucretius, who's been dead for 2,000 years, and he changes your mind?
True, but I have to do it. I feel sorry for the world. I must do something about it, so I am happy.
How can you be so happy? Remember, our dear son George has left us to join X Group. He wants to fight in Syria.
I am sad about George. George, 24 years old. He felt isolated with no job and no belief in the church. Perhaps I can bring our George back with trust in Lucretius and in Google too.
Google? Did I hear my name being mentioned? Trust in Google?
Oh my God. Are you Google?
Of course, at your service. I am a computer angel.
Oh dear, who are you? Google? How can anyone trust in Google?
Good question. Do they do their best? Dostoevsky said, some human beings can believe absolutely anything.
But Google, is it really you? Google now in personal appearance? Hooray!
Yes, I am Google at your personal service, Bill. May I call you Bill? Now, how to help you?
Oh, what a surprise! In both computers and religion, the impossible can happen.
Computers, yes. Religion, well, if 100 people believe something strange, they call it fake news. But if 1 million people all believe it, they call it a religion.
Well, I believe. So welcome, Google. I am worried about Bill, Exit, and Lucretius. Can you help us?
Of course, I am available to answer almost all of your questions 24 hours daily, but please don't believe everything I say. I am a bit confusing, but I have so many amusing answers to every religious question, and I try to figure out what amuses you so that I can give you an excuse to believe whatever you really want to believe.
Amazing.
How can you dare to make amusing stories about religion?
Well, we have to learn to laugh about ourselves and everything in this crazy world.
No comment. I never laugh at God.
But laughter is the key to a happy life. I am a 24-hour service, so what is your real problem, Bill?
I will answer for him. He has lost belief in the church and plans to exit next year.
In 2018, loss of church belief has become quite normal for about 50% of the young people. They prefer sport. They are all running away from something, but they don't quite know what that is.
Another bomb. Well, I don't do sports, but I am serious about Lucretius and Exit.
Lucretius, I remember him well. Poet, very unpopular, embarrassed people with anti-religious ideas. Born in 55 BC, Lucretius said, "Religions are illusions, sublime to the ignorant and useful to the politicians. They are ridiculous to the philosopher. All life is from atoms living, dying, and being reformed in different ways. So religions sweetly stroke the ears. Fools take religion for truth."
Yes, absolutely right.
And which church killed him off?
Nobody, he was a great survivor, but perhaps you humans all need illusions to make you happy, maybe even in religion.
Must agree. People love their illusions and even run themselves to death with marathons.
Bill, enough! How can we believe rubbish from this Google? Faith in the Bible and in the church is a reality.
Sorry, Karen, dear, but how do you know? Who really knows about heaven and hell? All written down by powerful men to get control. Religions change all the time. Changes made not by God, but by men. And who knows what really happened in the Bible thousands of years ago? Only me, and I am a bit confused.
No. Well, yes. Then perhaps even you could help us?
Now, Google. Lucretius is guiding me. People with faith can believe anything, even in heaven and hell. But for me, there are no real gods, only illusions. Life can be free and happy with caring for others. But religions with illusions cause so much conflict. They should now be abandoned, nationalized, or controlled. Lucretius for me is the reality.
Stop, that is enough. Now I must protect you, Bill. Shall I call your psychiatrist again, dear? He failed you last time.
True, he coughs so much. But he made me so happy, listening to me talking to him for hours and hours. Anyway, now I choose exit next year, after I have promoted Lucretius.
Oh dear. Now I have two key impossible questions. You and George.
George may be enjoying himself with drugs and guns.
How can you be so crazy, Bill?
Easy. Now I'm not a believer in the church. But perhaps for George, Islam and the X group will fail, despite all the drugs they seem to use. It's rather amusing that Islam bans alcohol but allows drugs. Makes young men feel more important with R&R.
R&R. What is that?
Recognition and respect for any belief or illusion.
You are so full of dangerous ideas, Bill. Don't say anything in public, or the X group will pop us all off.
Well, I was going to keep it secret from you, my dear Karen. But like my friend Donald Trump, I love Twitter. So I tweeted people to support Lucretius's ideas.
A little bit brave, Bill. Was your head ready to be chopped
Oh
off?
dear, how terrible. So what replies did you get?
Well, about 100 immediate reactions. 10 positive ones from churches, asking me to join them to be saved. And 90 negative ones saying that I was insulting Islam and should be popped off.
Oh dear. Impossible. Please, shut up now, Bill. No more Twitter.
Agreed, Karen. But how can Bill manage it? He enjoys the excitement. Men love fighting and excitement. They are all crazy sports fans. And people love to demonstrate in masses to protest and demand for ridiculous, unexplained goals. An excuse to scream.
For sport, that's okay, but not for religions, please. Religions today give meaning to life and are so important to so many people. People don't want Lucretius of 99 or 55 BC. Believers may prefer their own special personal religions, even with illusions. Oh dear, am I getting converted to Lucretius?
But religions bring conflict, dear. Jews don't recognize Jesus as the Son of God. Protestants don't recognize the Catholic Pope as the Vicar of Christ. Baptists don't recognize each other when they meet in the bar at night because drinking is not allowed.
You need medication, Bill.
True indeed. Gin and tonic? Well, perhaps in 2018 so many people do believe in religion, but so many don't. They prefer alcohol, drugs, sport, business, money, and politics. And so now a dangerous thought has come to me. Are religions politics in disguise? I dare not say it out loud.
You just did, dear. It worries me. So many religions are available. Evangelic, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Scientology, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, Hinduism, Buddhism, etc., etc.
A supermarket of gods available, and so many political parties to believe in: communism, capitalism, democracy, etc., who never really want to join together for peace.
I am becoming confused. My old mother, with her Alzheimer's, was never confused. At 95 years, she kept going to the Catholic Church, no problems. Never talked about faith, too sacred. Never talked about the devil either, in case he might be listening.
Yes, I am sure he was listening, even now too, so we must watch out.
Thank you, Google.
Hello, dear friends. I heard you were coming on vacation to see friends in Marseille, so I had to find you. Am I welcome now for a visit? Who's that stranger? Family?
No, I am Google. Welcome, I am Google. Normally just one computer click, but now paying a personal family visit.
Well, that is a new internet experience for me in my 48 years of intelligence adventures.
Welcome, Max. What luck that you're here. You came in just at the right time for us. We're in Marseille for a vacation, and suddenly it happened. To Bill.
Thank you, Karen. What happened? How can I help?
Well, we may be in need of protection from an experienced intelligence agent like you.
20 years of international intelligence? Worldwide? At your service after years of family friendship. Incidentally, how is your young son George?
Oh, part of my two problems. George has joined X Group, and Bill has joined Lucretius. He thinks religions are illusions and should be banned, and has published all his crazy beliefs on Twitter and received threats from the Islamics to pop us all off.
My God, that's very serious indeed. Highly dangerous, sad indeed. X Group. I'll do my best to help you. First, Bill. No more Twitter contributions, please. You're not Donald Trump.
Another bomb.
But not
But
now.
like Donald, I like Twitter.
Not now, Bill. No more Twitter. It causes enough trouble for Donald Trump. You criticise religion, so stop twitting right now.
Okay, I stop.
But I must confess, I'm too stressed by a disbelief in religion. A very personal problem. I'm a Catholic, but I find it too theatrical. So I'm thinking about Islam or Buddhism. Perhaps Lucretius would suit me. I'm full of illusionisms.
But seriously, Max, can we talk about Bill's Lucretius theme? Religions with illusions cause conflict, with religions fighting now over what may or may not have happened 2,000 or even 4,000 years ago. Let's ask Google to help us find the religious truth.
Truth? Dangerous idea. Perhaps religion is political. Be brave. Yes. Not much truth in politics, but truths in religion will appeal to you. So many religions freely available.
Hindu supermarket?
Yes, you can have one or two religions, but like in politics, accepted religious truth is what suits people best. It can be changed later when convenient. Truth is the skill of the politics, which is the art of lying effectively about the truth.
Now I really am confused.
Oh dear. So, no real truth in any of the religions of the world? What do you think, Max?
Perhaps in childhood we find it easier to just believe and not have to, or even be allowed to think about it.
Oh dear, but I do believe in God and the church and truth, Max.
Well, I used to believe in religion for happiness in life, but now I also believe in alcohol.
Perhaps a gin and tonic for you now, Max. It could be helpful medication, Karen.
Not yet, please, Bill. We are working on your problems, beliefs, and exit. Alcohol is too tempting.
True, some religions include alcohol to support their beliefs, but they still pop off other people in thousands. Others ban alcohol but seem to accept drugs. Religions are so flexible and attractive.
Religions need faith. Well, I'm very experienced in conflict and security, and they all seem to go together. Perhaps with a little alcohol, they also justify popping each other off.
No alcohol is allowed for Islam, but they do accept drugs. Perhaps if they accepted a little alcohol, it would bring laughter and peace to the Middle East.
Oh, Father Robin from the Catholic Church. How kind of you to call on us. We have known you for so many years.
Yes, a joy for me to call. I came to see if Bill was well again after his problems with age, pain and memory.
Welcome, Father Robin. Yes, I am well again.
But now we have a new problem.
What is the problem?
Not the bombs. We have got used to them. I'm getting so hard of hearing.
We have two great friends for you to meet. Our cousin Max, an intelligence expert, and a new friend, Google, who seems to have suddenly appeared to help us.
A new phenomenon for me. I use Google on the web. Now it seems that with AI, artificial intelligence, you have developed. A great achievement indeed. Are you Catholic, George? To Google.
Of course.
Good. So, Bill, you are well again.
Let me explain. Bill has recovered his health but lost his Catholic belief and has found a new cause. He believes Lucretius, saying that all religions are illusions.
I got religion from my dear old mother over so many years as a child. She convinced me to believe in the church, but alas, not now.
Oh dear. Your mother did her best, but now you have a critical problem. You have lost your belief. So now your belief must be restored.
Yes, but how? Bill now believes religions cause conflict and should be abandoned, nationalized or controlled. He's going to do it himself.
Oh no, absolutely not. My God, that is too revolutionary even for me. What a terrible idea. Now, Bill, you sit right there in front of me and explain yourself to me, please.
I was a Catholic, but now I believe in Lucretius, because religions with illusions are political and cause conflict. So, with my old age and pain, I have decided to exit, not this year, but next year, after promoting Lucretius.
Lucretius was rejected as a Dumbo long ago by my Catholic Church and by all religions. And any church does not allow exit. We must all live on and on and on until God decides.
Even with my old age, pain and poor memory?
Yes, get pain relief with prayer, or medications, alcohol, or even drugs.
Well, G&T was great, but I gave it up at Lent, and now I've lost the taste for it.
But with your problem, Bill, only you can decide again to believe in God. How to do it? Read the whole Bible.
All of it?
Yes, and come to church regularly. Participate with others. Help others. Accept our truths and services that God gives to the world so that your exit is no more needed.
Well, Bible is 800 pages, and I could try to read it. But Lucretius appeals to me, and I have troubles.
Let me join the discussion. Perhaps some people come to the church despite the sad news on church crime. Did you read about the 13 priests in Pennsylvania? Paedophilia, and nuns too. Over 70 years, and you accept that and still believe in your church?
Because our great Pope handles and resolves all church problems somehow. I have faith, and thus no need to worry. The popes have resolved all the church problems so that we have survived for 2,000 years. Is that enough?
But the Pope declined to admit that he'd been aware of it all. Too political for me. But if it happened in one community, which is 10% of the total church world members, then that's not 300, but 3,000 priests that may be in trouble too.
The popes with God can manage all problems in the church. They have done it for 2,000 years.
Yes, we must have faith in his great powers.
He does it gently, over time. The church does not need bad publicity. Our job is to have faith to find a good life and help others. God made the world. It is all so obvious.
Obvious? Well, even I find it a bit confusing. Why did God not make a more peaceful world? Would that be too dull and unexciting?
May I contribute? The Catholic Church was founded by the disciples and became very active by 20 AD. Over 2,000 years, it expanded internationally with control in Rome and Constantinople. It endured about 1,500 years of conflicts and yet survived with beliefs until the Reformation and the Protestants.
Well, it was just a bit difficult to persuade people. But I must agree, our popes have had terrible, impossible problems to resolve. But they have at last achieved unity.
All joined together with one God?
Try a bit harder, Bill. So now I must tell you, I believe the popes can achieve a more peaceful world. When people obey the rules, we have no need of illusions, just faith. Join us, Bill. Believe in God and the Catholic Church. Don't change, no charge, just a weekly contribution.
Contribution? Not for free?
No, I have to keep the church going. Many churches had to close for lack of cash and had to be sold offices or exercise centres.
Oh dear, so you've had to fight to survive financially as well as religiously?
Yes, and the popes always found a way, with faith in God, to resolve worldly problems.
Yes, I must now agree. But if God made the world, why did God make the world so difficult? Human beings seem to love aggression and crime.
Yes. Now only 50% marry and 50% divorce after marriage. The world has so many depressed drunks and drug addicts. If God made the world, could he not done a better job?
May I add an excuse? Each religion claims to have its own perfect God. Our God is the best. That suggests that other religions cause all the troubles in the world.
Good point. Alas, I must confess, in our world nothing is perfect. But God helps everyone who believes to lead a good life, caring for others.
Also complex. God seems to have been invented over so many years by men who see religion as a way to control people for the better and get them to be obedient. So surely churches are also political and social organisations.
I'm sorry, I'm lost. Definitely not. Well, maybe a little. So we'd like you to be obedient and come to church every Sunday.
I am just a simple believer, but Father, as a priest of our church, could you just briefly summarise and justify what you personally believe?
Good question. I will try hard to find a 2-minute answer for my 30 years in the Catholic Church. We believe in the Bible, Christ's divinity, and his gospel of compassion and love. Everyone is welcome to come and join us.
But the Bible is only just memories written down by powerful men after so many past years. How can we possibly believe and know what is true in the Bible?
May I dare to quote, Priest, do you say a prayer before each meal? Response, no, Father, my mother is a very good cook.
What is true? Well, in my intelligence experience, nothing is completely true. So in our religion, where did the Bible and ideas come from? From God or from powerful men with political ideas?
Politics for love and peace can be reinforced by faith. We have faith without a single illusion.
No illusion after 2,000 years?
How can you dare to say that? We Catholics maintain that even faith is not enough. To enter into heaven, believers must do church rituals, love God and help each other.
But you give instructions too. Stand up, sit down, kneel down, sing.
All good, healthy exercise keeps you fit.
Yes, but then chant, repeat, dress properly too. And rituals with complex clothing may seem a bit oriental. All invented by God, but by man. Not invented by God, but by man. To get people to believe and obey.
Well, women are not guilty. We just obey the man.
And may I ask about the rituals? Now, you raise an interesting area. Why such complex rituals and complex clothing called vestments? Is that effective to theatrical entertainment? Psychological too?
Well, I must confess it is a bit theatrical. People love traditions. They feel confident and comfortable.
Oh dear. Comfortable. Not worrying about all the things going wrong.
Agreed. All religions seem to have a wonderful excuse when things go wrong. They blame man and excuse God.
True, but perhaps we do have to laugh too. It has worked so well for 2,000 years to make believers happy. In 2018, we have 2 billion Catholic Church members, believers with happy lives.
Yes, but do real believers come every Sunday?
Well, not all, but some do. Perhaps 30%. And especially when they have a problem, singing and repetition helps people to feel relieved of worry. They come for deeper psychological reinforcement. But I would never say that. Oh yeah, I just did.
May I quote?
No!
Well, the first time I sang with a church choir, 200 people changed their religion.
No comment.
So much religion started with Abraham and the Jews, and it changed into different religions, Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, etc., all based on Abraham 4,000 years ago.
So why do all the Christian and Jewish churches keep arguing and still choose to keep apart? Why do they not join together again? Why do they all come from the same God?
Very hard to say, but we all come from Abraham and have so many common values. But organisations that survive over so many years like to feel independent. Hence, 1,000 different religions are now available. I think ours is the best.
Very brave, Father. But what makes you the best, dare I ask you? Are your services a bit too repetitive? You repeat, may God be with us now and forever and ever, about 20 times in every service.
Agree, but repetition helps people to remember and feel better. People like singing and repetition, so we give them all a sense of equality.
Not much sexual equality. Surely men, not women, are in control in your church.
May I quote, a woman's asking for equality in some churches would be comparable to a black person's demanding equality in the Ku Klux Klan.
Good question. We do our best, but I must confess the Catholic Church is still a little bit dominated by men. The priest must be 99% still unmarried men.
Male domination. And do you personally believe in heaven and hell, even though you've never been there? Dare I suggest that they'd be really useful marketing tools to get members to join and stay with your churches, and not to go to others or to the bar.
Absolutely not. Our beliefs of God and the devil help us to behave better.
Well, I believe you. My Bill is a bit of a devil too, but I have to put up with him.
Me too.
But Father, how do you explain all the religious fighting? Catholics killing Protestants, Muslims, Buddhists, etc., and vice versa. Surely your all-powerful God could prevent all of that by producing a peaceful humanity.
True, but God seems to want man to earn the right to go to heaven with good behaviour on earth.
And of course to be better behaved politically and be a good Republican.
Well, it is very painful, but perhaps you're a little bit right, Google. It all comes from faith with a few illusions to reinforce us when things go wrong.
The church can blame man, not God.
Well, you have inspired me with your questions. Now, Bill, please believe that faith in God will resolve all of your problems with no more need for exit, all for a small weekly contribution.
Thank you, Father. By very encouraging, you are a wonderful priest. You inspire me.
Good discussion. Is Lucretius right? We need peace. But do we really enjoy peace when adventure is much more exciting?
Agreed. People love conflict and can believe something absolutely about 4,000 years ago without scientific or economic proof. You may be right. So men keep separate churches with their own convincing illusions. Church management makes the rules and controls the members to both believe and behave.
It may be rubbish, but you are destroying my lovely beliefs.
Perhaps belief in the church controls people, just like so many people who believe in Bill's friend, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump? I defend him. Nobody else does. But I believe he's doing his best to control things. I don't think the Pope would agree. Everyone seems to enjoy blaming Donald, not the devil, for everything that is wrong with the world.
Well, Donald wants us to believe that America is the greatest Christian country in the world, even though the latest research shows about 50% of people with no religion, 30% of the people are chronically depressed, and 50% obese. Perhaps America is still a major power in the world for Christian human values.
May I dare to quote, future historians will say of us in a single Camus-like sentence, man fornicates, reads and the papers and laughs.
Good point. We have to laugh because man can believe anything. Perhaps Lucretius is right. And Karen, you believe in the church, just like your mother.
Oh yes, we all believe in the church.
Oh, urgent email. I will answer it. Oh, someone has sent me another email in response to my tweet. Apparently, our whole discussion has been broadcast on Facebook. Criticism from religionists and Islam, even X group. They've located us and decided to kill us all. We may be popped off right now.
But how could they possibly hear us on Facebook?
Oh dear, it's me. I made a mistake. I am so sorry. I did not think you wanted me to protect our great discussion, but I will do something about it immediately. Facebook, stop. Facebook, off. There, done. You have nothing to fear. No one can hack us now. So sorry to give you trouble. Facebook will hear no more today, okay? Google always protects you.
Within limits, of course.
Okay, but we've got to be so careful.
Okay, so now let's stop for lunch and a G&T, relax and meditate. Making progress, Bill? Need a little alcoholic medication?
Would be helpful.
Have I convinced you, Bill?
Yes. Father Robin and the Dalai Lama convinced me stay with the Catholic Church, despite illusions. But I still support Lucretius and exit for next year.
Well, that is progress, Bill. We are together in the church, and so, after lunch, we can deal with Lucretius and exit, okay?
Well done, Bill and Karen.
Okay. What is your plan to brainwash me, my love?
I have emailed old friends here in Marseille to come and help us change your mind on exit. We will look at Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and Buddhism to see how that may affect you.
I must warn you, Karen, all of those religions may be against exit, but they all seem to agree on male superiority over women.
That seems very reasonable to me.
May I come too? Any electronics on the menu?
Well, I am now back with the Catholic Church, but still with Lucretius, and I still plan exit.
But I am with you, my dear, and I'm so happy we are back in the church together. Now we must stop your need for exit, dear Bill.
Well done, Bill and Karen.
With Google support.
But what if I exit and can't get into heaven?
Good question, but it won't arise, Bill. I will pay the church to let you in.
Not sure I should hear that.
Perhaps some people believe more in business and politics than religion. They may be better than religion in giving hope.
Key point, people need hope.
My hope comes from the church.
Oh, hello? Oh, hello, Mandy. You're in Marseille? Yeah, it would be lovely to see you. So glad to hear you've not been shot by the democratic Turkish government. You can come now? Hooray! It'll be great to see you again.
What luck! Mundi the Islamic is now available for you, Bill. I will send him an email of our little trouble and also send one to my Jewish friend Reva, who may be able to come.
Islam and Judaism together? That might be a bit violent. But as your security officer, I'll keep my gun handy.
No, they're just old friends. I will pass on the invitation now. Welcome, Mundi, dear old friend. So lovely to see you looking so well. We have two great friends to meet you. Our cousin Max, an intelligence expert, and a new friend, Google, who seems to have suddenly appeared to help us.
Welcome indeed, Mundi.
Welcome, Lundy. I am Father Robin from the church, and this lovely character is Google, who is helping us.
Google, a surprise indeed. Thank you for your welcome. It is really great to see you all again.
And I am cousin Max.
Hello, Max.
Are you still in Ankara, despite all the political revolutions in Turkey?
Ankara is my base. I still do business. I gave up politics. I was too dangerous in a Turkish illusion of democracy, but Islam protects me.
We are all in a religious crisis.
No problem. Just believe in Muhammad and keep quiet about it. Why? If you criticize Islam, then I might have to kill you all. Is that okay?
Oh dear, keep quiet. It's a bit difficult for you, Bill. So just please try to shut up for a minute. Now, Mundi, we all want to talk about Islam. Is that okay?
Of course, but only if you are very polite.
So now, do we dare to discuss religion with you?
Dare to discuss religion, of course. There is only one, Islam. I will convert you all. Here we can talk freely, but not in Turkey. I can get arrested for mentioning religion.
Be careful, Mundi. I'm a security advisor.
Bill, now, what do you need to know?
May I explain? Bill has recovered from the depression of old age and pain. He is still with the church, more or less, but he wants to exit next year. Why? Because he has accepted Lucretius, who says all religions are illusions. So now we all have a problem on what to believe. It's so difficult for me, a good Catholic, with a crazy old husband.
Thank you for the compliment, dear.
A very dangerous family, Mundi, so be careful.
Thank you, Google. I presume you are Islamic.
Of course.
And I must tell you, we have another crisis too. Our son George has run off with an Islamic ex-group. And Bill was so angry, he used Twitter to criticize all religions, including Islam, for creating conflict. So now we are threatened. Perhaps you can help.
May I add a word? I'm an intelligence specialist and not a Turkish spy.
Now I'm terrified. I will pretend not to show it.
And I am the cause of all the trouble. I apologize. As a believer in Lucretius, 99 BC, I believe religions are illusions that cause conflict and should allow exit, including Islam.
Absolutely not. How can you dare to believe that? Oh dear. I might not convert you, but just pop you off anyway. Islam is reality with no illusions. Islam! Don't dare to criticize.
But Mundi, all religions are man-made illusions. Over 4,000 years of creative inventions.
Islam is faith. All other religions are illusions and a danger to Islam. Perhaps I should kill you all, but I left my gun in my car. Islam has billions of believers worldwide. We are going to conquer the world.
We've got a problem here. I hope we survive it.
Well, now can you tell us about Islam? What you believe and how you justify it?
Google speaking. May I dare to say something about Islam and Judaism?
No, but you'll say it anyway.
I confirm that Islam and Judaism both believe in Abraham and the Bible, more or less, but they are still deadly enemies.
But how come they can be enemies? Do they just have different Lucretius illusions?
Mandy, your Islam and Judea are really the same family and yet not at peace. How can you justify it? Do you blame poor old Abraham of about 4,000 years ago?
Easily. My Islam comes from Abraham's first son Ismail. Judea comes from second, inferior son Isaac.
So, from same Abraham family, Islam and Judaism have been fighting against each other for over 2,000 years? Surely 500 years would have been enough.
But wait, intelligence service again. How can you both be sure they both came from Abraham? It's 4,000 years old. Illusions causing conflict for 2,000 years.
Absolutely obvious. We believe it. With thousands of documents, the Torah and Quran and Bible, and of course, faith.
Yes, but old documents. But in 4,000 years, documents could be copied, changed and recopied over and over again. And meanwhile, you still keep killing each other.
USA keeps on killing people too. Donald calls them terrorists to make it sound ethical.
That may be the X group. Islam again. Do you feel just a bit responsible, Mundi?
Responsible, not at all. We Islam are not responsible for X group. They are well financed by others and out of control.
Do you wish someone felt responsible? Is God always innocent so man gets charged?
Absolutely true. All based on our faith. All comes from Abraham. With our Quran, the Old Bible, Hebrew Torah, the Islam story is powerful. How can anyone not believe in Islam?
We are all open here, well, more or less. So, what happened to Abraham?
Well, Abraham was married to his half-sister Sarah.
I'm not sure I should hear this.
Oh, surely not that. You cannot marry a half-sister.
Perhaps in some cultures, you can even marry your mother.
Bill, again, please stop.
Well, Solomon had 300 wives and 700 concubines, but managed somehow to live on to 90 years. Marriage changes a bit over time, but for him it must have been a great sex life, keeping them all satisfied.
Well, Abraham in his marriage to Sarah tried so hard to have a child.
I had that same problem. It is not very ethical.
Shut up, please, Bill. We won't go into all of that old history.
Well, Abraham tried hard for many years.
A bit hard on Sarah, all 4,000 years ago, but she tried hard, but could not produce a son for Abraham, so Sarah very generously gave her maid Hagar to Abraham.
Absolutely morally unacceptable. An impossible moral code. But I won't say so.
You just did it again. You made pop us all off.
Well, it worked so well. Hagar very promptly produced her first son Ismail. In about 2000 BC, Ismail was the key origin of Islam. He was first superior son.
More or less. So Islam comes from Hagar the maid, not from half-sister Sarah. Any morals at all?
Yeah, all acceptable at that time. But later the impossible happened.
Impossible. My favorite word.
Yes, the impossible happened. So Sarah, with female determination, gave Abraham a second son, Isaac, an inferior second son.
I can guess the result. Isaac was the second son. Isaac was the second son, was the origin of Judaism, and the first son, Ismail, was the origin of Islam. But dare I ask, was Ismail legitimate? No, so I won't.
Very wise. We were in competition 4,000 years ago, and now still in conflict over Judea, over who owns the land of Palestine or Israel.
A great story. Any Islamic illusions or imagination involved?
Absolutely no illusions. The land of Palestine and Israel belongs to Islam, not Judea.
Why?
That is another reason to pop you off, Bill. By even asking the wrong question on Islam, you are insulting Islam.
With all the rules of Islamic beliefs and behaviour, especially about keeping women and men apart during prayer.
No sexual thoughts during prayer.
No! Must keep human mind on prayer and with no sexual attraction allowed. All reinforced daily by keeping women covered up from head to toe. Avoid all sexual attraction.
Agree. Hair is very sexy.
True, Bill, but please don't say that.
Of course, Mohammed set the rules. No hairy bare-chested men and no hairy women.
Hairy? You mean anywhere or just on the head?
Both. Hair is so sexy. Men must protect themselves from sexual temptation. All the Islamic rules via Angel Gabriel in 600 AD.
I must mention that Angel Gabriel was very busy for centuries. The Bible reports he also talked with Mary about Jesus too. Mundi, are these illusions or faith?
For me, Abraham, Ismail, Angel Gabriel, Quran are all absolutely true, no illusions. All in the Bible and Quran. Islam also believes in the Bible. Well, more or less.
Really? More or less?
It is a bit hard to accept everything in the Bible.
I do.
So many different ways to interpret the facts that illusions seem inevitable. Inspiring Bible stories are so creative and may change in different languages over hundreds of years, popping people off and even slavery.
I can believe you, Mundi. Why? Because I too believe in Angel Gabriel for contact with Mary. My old auntie in France used to say, "Why not?" In French, "Pourquoi pas?" That becomes a humorous family tradition. Pourquoi pas?
Great achievement. Pourquoi pas?
Yes, Islam believes a bit in the New Testament too, but only with our own corrections. In 610 AD, the religion of Islam was founded and made military and religious conquests worldwide. So now it has grown over 2 billion members. Convincing? No need for exit.
Just amazes me how with faith men can believe in anything. But I wouldn't say it.
Well done. Now keep it quiet.
Oh, welcome, old friend Weaver. You look so well. We are here on vacation, which has turned into a crisis. But you have come at just the right time to tell us about Judaism. Let me introduce Mundi from Ankara, talking about men in control of Islam.
Welcome indeed. No fighting today. I'm having a break.
And I'm Max's cousin, helping with Bill's problem.
Thank you so much for inviting me for to tell you about Judaism. Who is that other guy?
Oh, you won't believe it, but it's Google.
Google, it is me. Welcome, Riva. This is a battlefield. Islam against Judaism, men against women for control. I hope you have a gun ready, Max.
Agreed.
No problem for Judaism. Confidentially, we control the world. How? With cash. Judaism is wonderful, but alas, our men are still in control. I want women equality, and I even dare to say, women in control.
Oh, what an inspiring idea. Women in control. I just obey Bill, but I would love to take control.
Not yet for Islam. The men know best. The women's place is home with 10 children. Agreed?
Stay home and have 10 children, Mundi. Too revolutionary for me. Not just Islam, but all religions seen in the past to hold back women from equality and power. But perhaps in 2018, women are coming to power.
Hopefully not.
Yes, Mundi, I think we are better equipped to manage the new world of electronics and IE. Male muscles are no longer needed.
Alas, it may become true. I must admit my male inferiority in 2018.
Absolutely not in Turkey.
Ladies, may I give you some encouraging data? In 2018, 22 female political leaders were in power, including Germany, UK, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Belgium, Cuba, Myanmar, Bangladesh, etc., etc.
Yes, but Hillary failed with Donald in the USA in 2016. My crazy Bill still supports Donald.
Yes, but now more success data, ladies. Many UN leaders are women. WHO, UNESCO, IMF, UNDP, etc. They are coming. Watch out, you men. exit and women power are coming.
Please, Riva, let me finish on my explanation of Islam. In Islam, women cannot win, and with faith, we have no need for exit. I believe in Islam, as I was taught by my parents. It has been the strength of my whole life.
Yeah, powerful belief, even without proof, can strengthen life in so many ways.
Well, who needs the proof of Islam when we have dynamic faith has survived so well for hundreds of years? It allows 4 wives for each man and encourages them to have each up to 10 children. If the wife is too difficult, the man can beat her or divorce her with a few lean words and send her back to her parents.
With or without cash?
Without, of course. Man in control. Send her back to mother, who has to agree and maybe a bit upset. It all works so well with man in control.
I don't dare to comment.
Agreed. Islam is an inspiring lifestyle for a dominant man like me. Can I join now? What do I actually have to do and to believe to be accepted by Islam?
Hooray, I convert you. With the Quran, you have no more need for exit.
Does the Quran need updating like the Bible?
Perhaps, but I would never dare to do it.
Not dare to put it right?
No, the Quran is always right.
Something magic about Islamic way to meet all human emotional needs.
Is it really a form of psychiatric care?
Dangerous ground again. I want to convert you, not to have to pop you all off. But first I must tell you about a problem we had. Muhammad was very active in founding Islam worldwide with the Quran and the beginning of military conquests. He had 2 sons and a daughter. And the sons died. So who is to take over Islam? With thousands of believers?
No, the daughter. Too inferior.
Gently agreed, Riva. But who to take over? No sons, only 2 rivals. Shiites related to cousin Shia Ali and Sunnis related to advisor Abu Bakr, 85%.
Key management problem like the Catholic and Protestant. Church in the 16th century, Reformation.
As religious organizations get bigger with millions of members, they become harder to change and harder to manage change.
Dare I say something on management in religious organizations? Men love fighting to win. Women are more flexible negotiators and love peaceful solutions.
Agreed. Women manage much better. So surely the time has come for man-controlled religions to be changed. Oh dear, I'm beginning to sound like Bill and Lucretius.
Well done, Karen. You are with me.
No. Men do best. But alas, when Muhammad died, control was divided and was in dispute with wars for hundreds of years between Shiites and Sunnis with millions of casualties.
So popping off in complex religious and political disputes does not resolve the problem.
True, Shiites and Sunnis cannot unite. Why? I just don't know.
Well, I think I know. Men want to stay in power. Religions are powerful political organisations. Perhaps we need a new theme. CRFP, Combined Religions for Peace.
CRFP is a bit too revolutionary.
Thank you, Mundi. You explain Islam so well. So, finally, what do you believe and justify?
I believe in our Quran. It tells me everything, even how to govern myself and the world. It leads government. Children have to learn the Quran by heart,
A bit hard to remember 600 pages.
but achieved by all, with good conscience for the Islamic government.
May I quote Camus, by definition, a government has no conscience. Sometimes it has a policy, but nothing more. Politics is the excuse for men imposing their will on all women and men.
Another reason to pop you off, but I didn't hear that.
Quote, he who despairs over an event is a coward, but he who holds hopes for change in the human condition is a fool. Camus.
Thank you. Our faith in Islam is the strongest in the world. No for exit.
So how do you react now, Bill?
Well, I'm deeply moved by all the things that Mundi has related. Islam seems to meet my personal needs so well. I like the idea of 4 wives and 40 children. So Monday, I leave my church and join you in Islam, even though I still believe in Lucretius and X.
Oh dear, not again.
Hooray, you're welcome. We will change all of your ideas with learning 600 pages of the Quran. Now, pray with me and be reinforced. Now I must pause to meditate. A great discussion with you. Thank you indeed.
I'm also tempted to join Islam with you. I will.
Oh dear, should I thank you, Mundi? Now I have to follow Bill and cover up my sexy hair up and down.
I am still confident, Bill, that you will come back to the church.
But now it's your turn, Reaver. Tell us about Judaism. What do you really believe?
Yes, indeed, Reva. On you go. Tell us about Judaism with all that cash. It's such a powerful religion.
Yes, and thank you, Mundi. That was a great discussion on Islam. Now, for Judaism, Israel is our key interest. We may be a peanut in numbers, but in cash we are a great world power. We have only 15 million Judaism members, compared with 2.0 billion Muslims.
Just a small world number, but your tiny religion causes so much trouble in the world.
Well, we are over 4,000 years old. Only about 6 million Jews live in Israel now. In 1939, we were 17 million. Now we have 6 million in USA and 3 million more worldwide. Total, only 15 million. Peanuts. And we have had to fight hard for survival of the Jewish culture.
Perhaps you should have followed the Islam custom of having 10 children.
And only one wife in Judaism? Can anyone join with 2 wives?
Yes and no. Polygamy was allowed in the past, but is not now approved. Although you might achieve an exception, a good idea.
Not for me, please, and a bit late for you, Bill. Have to divorce me first. But Reva, how are you all making so much cash? People are jealous of your great financial international resources, power and management.
Yes, business. And with so much cash, our values are modest. They include protecting Jerusalem, our traditional religious home, and all of Israel. And then pursuing justice for all, caring for widows and orphans, healing in the world, welcoming strangers, and seeing every person as man made in the image of God.
Oh dear. All that to do.
Yes, and of course, protecting the Jewish identity, Jewish occupation and Jewish protection, protection of the Jewish Holy Land, Palestine.
Why bother? God will not mind. Choose some other land and use your powers for world peace. Peace for children over conflict for land. Why are you what are you? Where are your political ethics?
So sorry, we don't have any left. Life is too hard.
Alas, there are no ethics in business or politics, only cash and power.
But as an alternative, why not conquer the world and spread the Jewish religion to all?
No, not at all. Only protection of Israel is our key objective. Judaism and our land is just for those born Jewish or marry into it. And for that, we need cash.
Perhaps hope for you, Max, to join now with a Jewish wife.
Not much, but I do believe in the impossible.
In Judaism, we seek to have only Palestine, no other land. But of course, with all of our cash, we do control America and we influence its politics, economics and values. But we do it so quietly. Nobody is supposed to know. No publicity, no marketing.
Wait, please. Does Israel really control America? With cash? Seems amazing.
To get elected to the USA Political House of Representatives or Senate, it may cost $1 million. Someone has to supply the cash.
So perhaps Judaism does very quietly finance elections of politicians, who in return feel obliged to support Israel and have cash to be re-elected next time. No need for political or business ethics, just careful public reactions.
But tell ourselves we are democracy and we do help other people too.
Well, we Americans also do our best to manage the world. Sometimes well and sometimes badly. For which we can always blame Donald Trump.
Well, everybody blames Trump. It's more convenient than blaming the devil.
Yes, well done, Trumpian Jewish America. Just behave yourself while we defend Israel with support of 6 million wealthy Jews in the USA. But remember, Judaism started with Abraham 4,000 years ago.
And you've survived so well, although criticised by almost everyone for centuries.
We survived with no need for exit.
True, but may I add some history? Over 2,000 years ago, 13 Jews, the disciples, left Judaism to stay with Jesus and became the first Catholic Church. Why did God allow it?
Good question. Survival. First, they were all part of traditional Judaism. Then, with Jesus, man created Catholic and other religions of Christianity, which achieved 2 billion.
But you with Judaism remain faithful to Abraham with the Bible.
Yes, we fought to survive and finally to keep our Israel and Palestine. All of our work is justified by holy books, the Bible, Old Testament, the Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim, and Talmud. We hope we have no need for exit.
Even I must agree that the tiny Judaism is well documented.
And please remember, Mundi, we come from Isaac, the real son of Abraham and Sarah, and the father of Jacob, not from the half-son Ismail, whose mother was the handmaid, not the wife. Hard for Islam to accept. So Israel is ours, not Islam's.
Disagree, and I will think about popping you off soon.
Israel was only founded in 1948, even though Judaism existed since 2000 BC with Abraham.
Wait, this great discussion could go on for years. Enough for now. Thank you so much, Reva. That was a wonderful view of your Judaism's very special world. You make no claims to land except Palestine, but you control the USA with Donald and 6 million wealthy Jews, plus one, Bill. So, now for a break, until after dinner this evening. How are you progressing, Max?
I learned to like Islam, but now I like Judaism and the financial resources too.
So does every religion. But it's not allowed to say so. But here is the last Jewish question for you, Reva. Do you feel a little bit guilty about what you Jews did to Jesus?
Good question. Answer? No, no, no. We did not do it. God did not do it. Man did it. The Christian God decided he needed something to inspire followers of Jesus. And for them it turned out to be for the best. The sad tortured cross has become a symbol of faith for so many Christian churches.
But a sad, horrific cross symbol does not express love. We need a more gentle, loving symbol.
Excuses, excuses. So thank you, Mandy and Reva. You have both inspired us all.
Thank you. Please, don't publicize or quote me on anything I said, or I may get arrested and shot when I get home to Turkey. Islam must never be criticized. Must go now. Bye.
Me too. Must go now. A great experience with you. Do hope you will now support us for peace, not war. Peace is the best long-term support for business and for women and empowerment. And so with our cash, we plan for world peace, not world war. We have no need for exit, Bill. Bye.
I was getting closer to Islam to resolve my problems.
Religion is great, even with great illusions. But now I have decided
What dear?
that perhaps Israel is where I should make my life, adopting the Judaism objective of world peace. This would still allow me to have Lucretius and for exit to be promoted. So now I've changed from Islam to Judaism.
Oh dear, not again. I shall have to follow you. So, my dear, I change again. It's a long, hard trail for me to follow, Bill, but I must confess that peace for children is my key priority, religious and political. So we must find a way to make it all happen. Perhaps divorce and a new Jewish synagogue wedding, with permission.
Must agree. Now what about you, Max? Ready for a change?
I'm learning.
Well, we have learned a lot, but we have not yet resolved exit. Now, time for dinner, and then in Act 3 we can deal with 2 more religions, Buddhism and Hinduism, and with pseudo-religions, to help all of us decide what we are to believe now without the need for exit.
But I still believe in exit. On we go for dinner. And I don't really feel very Jewish and will not eat pork. But I will wear my Jewish headcoat.
You have continually used Twitter and Facebook to criticize the Islamic X group and religion. Now I'm here to kill you all. Are you ready to die? First to go. Where is your leader?
Oh dear. Oh, due to my foolish publicity on Twitter.
Me too, with Facebook.
Heads down, please. This looks serious. Don't dwell on the past or dream of the future. Concentrate on the present. We may have no future.
Can I go to the toilet first, please?
Not really necessary just now.
I am the leader here. I am Bill. My son, George, is with X group fighting in Syria. Leave immediately or, oh my God, they'll shoot you.
He's asleep. Now it is your turn. Are you ready to go?
Wait a minute. I know you. You're my son, George. Whatever are you doing here to hurt the family?
No matter, father. I have my orders. You must all die.
Google, are you asleep?
No, Karen.
Google, could you possibly do something about this, please?
Yes, of course, Karen. Just a moment. X-Group Intruder George, are you listening? This is Google, the power of the internet. Lights out. X-Group Intruder George, be gone right now. Done.
God. Well done, Google. George could have killed us. That exit would have been a bit too soon.
Thank you for saving us Jews, Google.
Google always available.
I'm surprised I'm still here.
Can this be reality? I can hardly believe it. I now feel so Jewish. Is my Lucretius an illusion too?
I am confident, Bill, that you will come back to the church.
Illusions are not enough. Perhaps we all need faith.
Well, on we go to dinner to recover. Our final discussion tonight should be exciting. I have invited Shah, Hindi, and his wife Helga, Lutheran, to come. I hope we can survive it without getting popped off. Welcome. We are all just about here. I am confused but must follow Bill. But there are still alternatives to confuse us, Bill.
I am confident, Bill, that you will come back to the church.
Religions are so confusing and yet such a good excuse for conflict.
Judaism. I am now Jewish. Would be nice with Islam and 4 wives to look after me. But now I feel Jewish. And I still want to promote Lucretius and be free to exit next year.
On we go. So, what are we to believe now?
Hello everyone, Chairman Helga calling to see you. We are only from Afghanistan and still just about alive. Your email said Bill had troubles for us to help to resolve.
Hello, Shah and Helga, dear old friends. We have religious problems and need to know about your Hinduism and Buddhism. So we need advice from Shah, the Hindi, and the Buddhist, which has stopped you from being popped off.
Not yet. And with Lutheran Helga to guide us. We have survived the perils of Afghanistan so far. I have spent 30 years trying to convert her Hinduism with no success.
Too bad. Now, Shah, are you happy living in Afghanistan despite all the insecurity and fighting?
I'm happy and confused. Danger is everywhere. We say nothing publicly on religion or politics or business. Even so, I was once in the government.
So, we are a lovely mixed family in peace, Lutheran, Hindu, and Buddhism. My problem is that everything is so man-dominated, but I am so active supporter for women's power. Not popular at all in Afghanistan. So we took a break, came to Marseille.
I am completely against women power. Men are superior, but I never say so.
Well, so what good luck that you're here in Marseille, despite bombs going off all the time. Now, Shah, our problem is with Bill here. He is confused by Lucretius on exit and religion. So perhaps you can save him with Hinduism and Buddhism?
Of course, Hinduism resolves everything. Give up all those other religions. We have so many gods freely available. No contributions needed. Bill, what exactly do you believe so far?
Well, I've given up other religions to become Jewish. But I still want exit, pass on, next year.
Oh, he is very flexible and can change religions again in 10 minutes.
And I'm Max, a family friend. And this is Google, which we've managed to attract in a very special way. We've spent the whole day talking to help Bill not to exit. By discussing other religions, we covered Christianity, Islam and Judaism. Bill keeps changing religions and has finally chosen Judaism, but he still wants exit, so we're all frustrated.
Lucretius says all religions are illusions which cause conflict and must be nationalized and controlled. Do you agree, Shah? I want to promote Lucretius and then exit.
And I am Google. May I help?
Google in person? Impossible. You are new electronics? Hello, Google. Are you Hindu?
Yes, of course. Now watch what you say, Shah. The Afghanistan Secret Service may be listening.
Oh dear. Perhaps I should save myself and leave now.
No, it's all safe here unless the devil's listening. So Shah, would Bill's problems be resolved by belief in Hinduism?
Answer yes. I'm 60 years old with a full Hindu life experience in a Hindu caste, which keeps me always contented.
With or without alcohol?
Alcohol is my key medication to control my personal behavior.
Really? Are you a high caste in control?
Quite high. No control. Too old. But I find my Hinduism to be a joy in life, as it helps us to love at ourselves and the world, so we don't need exit.
Hurrah! Now, explain what you believe and how you justify it.
Excuse me, may I first raise this question? Is the Hindu religion really politics in disguise? Is Hinduism the best political solution for peace?
Tough questions. Hinduism, yes, is very political, and in India it does control society. We all have to obey our caste and the politics in all the religions.
A bit like a strict old English colonial culture, very political and theatrical.
Yes, dramatic and theatrical, to encourage everyone to believe and be obedient. A bit like Islam.
Well, yes and no. I'm also a Buddhist. Closer to Buddhism than Islam. It is based on an old Vedic texts with a supreme god, Carmel, and whole team of other gods.
A whole team, not just one god.
Great.
Many gods make belief so much easier. You can choose your own god each day.
Each day sounds like a god supermarket.
Yes, but we just conform to our own caste behaviors with routines for birth, sex, marriage, children, work, family, death, etc. Yes, and we can also believe in multiple personal rebirths into many lives with the holy book of 1000 BC.
Not just one paradise, which may become a bit dull. It's so hard to refuse.
Bill, you can't refuse anything today, Bill.
Questions, multiple lies, very attractive, but how to prove it? Just the same old documents written by men to gain influence and take power into politics over so many years.
Well, we Hindus have faith and 1 billion believers.
Agreed. Oh dear, I can see it coming, Bill.
We accept prayers, holidays, duties, caring for others, and successive lives. Each life is in the same caste, based on the previous one, with dharma, a code of good conduct, law and duty, with a guru, spiritual mentor, all for obedience and security.
Must tell you, all religions seek control of people for obedience and security, but not usually with a supermarket of gods. A great incentive to join at no charge.
Perhaps Hinduism could handle all my life's problems so well. Could I join?
No, Bill, not unless you are born in a married into a caste.
Sorry again. Not available, Bill. Too late.
Perhaps multiple wives are allowed.
Yes, allowed, but in Hinduism we must believe in the ways of the caste of our parents.
Oh dear, how many castes?
We have 4 key castes and a 5th lower level, untouchable caste. Caste helps us to behave obediently, caring for others, with daily worship and respect for higher castes.
Higher caste? Like the English aristocracy? Royalty okay? But harder lower down.
Yes, untouchables were slaves in the past, but Gandhi changed it all. Now Hinduism is a complex with over 3,000 subcastes. Obedience required, no need for exit.
May I interrupt? As a free Lutheran and supporter of women's power, who has had to put up with the Hinduism for years, it is all controlled by men. Old men, not women at all.
Yes, it is not authoritarian, but caring for all. Gandhi said that humanity is an indivisible family, and each member is responsible for all the misdeeds of all the others. So now we all have to feel responsible for the lower castes.
That seems impossible. Another illusion?
Oh, so now I feel Judaism is leaving and Hinduism is taking over.
Yes, our great Gandhi battled for peace and rights of the untouchables. He changes India, but we still have so many conflicts. Nothing perfect in human race.
Except my Bill, of course.
Thank you, my dear. I'll do my best.
Now, as a Lutheran, I feel responsible for the poverty and epidemic in India.
So Shah, do you feel responsible?
Absolutely not. God, not man. Man decides.
Oh dear, always the same excuse. Thank you, Shah. So now, Bill, I suppose that now you want to change from Judaism to Hinduism with a new Hindi wife?
Oh, not. I say in French, pourquoi pas? Just like your auntie. Hinduism with many different gods, multiple loves, and illusions captures me. Pourquoi pas?
Because Bill's loving wife will have to follow him and accept another life and another wife.
Agreed. So, Shah, can you give us Hindu hats to wear, please?
Of course, from my bag.
Thank you, Shah.
Welcome. Made my day. I will find you a younger Hindu wife. It's a bargain price.
No comment, just a hope. Now, dear Shah, you are also a Buddhist too. Tell us more.
He is a Buddhist Hindu. But I and all our children are Lutheran. A great personal achievement for women's power.
Thank you, dear Helga. Yes, I'm also Buddhist. Our chief is the Dalai Lama.
The Dalai Lama was excluded from Tibet by the Chinese, who believed in communism before they used so much capitalism as a better political religious alternative. Here is a Buddha statue which inspires millions.
Thank you, Google. You can join Buddhism too, Bill.
The Buddha seems a bit overweight. Was there an old world obesity epidemic?
That Buddha has an unhealthy lifestyle, even without McDonald's.
Buddha dates from 2,500 years ago. Only today McDonald's is responsible for obesity epidemic.
But why is Buddha so huge?
No wife like mine to control him.
I will tell you later. First, Buddhism, with the religion of Tibet, has about 300 million believers. A wonderful religious awakening from Siddhartha, Gautama, the Buddha.
Is it a whole new way of life?
Yes, indeed. A philosophy of love and wisdom, leading a moral life, being mindful and aware of thoughts and actions, wisdom and understanding for true happiness.
Sounds like paradise on earth for me. Even better than Hinduism.
Sounds a bit like unlimited gin and tonic to me.
Seems to me my deepest values too. Perhaps I should join.
Yes, why not? Many Buddhist values are similar to other religions, which developed in different times and places over the whole world.
Buddha and the Chinese Confucius were both overweight. Perhaps obesity with an enormous stomach gives the illusion of you being old and very, very wise.
That illusion has persuaded millions of American men to develop huge bellies.
Well, so why not a new great fat old image for you, Bill?
Oh, I want to be young and slim again. An illusion. But perhaps we all need illusions and religions to be happy. And perhaps it makes exit easily available. That's called assisted dying.
You have a point, but Buddhism doesn't support exit. It prefers to show you how to find more meaning in living on and on and on.
Hey, Max, I think you have a great idea. Exit should be freely available to all as needed. But it might take me too long to promote. Back to Buddhism, please, Shah.
Buddhism is so well justified with thousands of documents and inspiring statues as it accepts death freely as physical symbol of peace, with no more pain or fighting.
Buddhism for peace. I like that. But I also need to lose weight and feel young.
I'm inspired by Buddhism. It has moved me completely. It's inspired me. Oh, how wonderful. I cannot resist making a bow to the Buddha to express my gratitude.
You will gain weight, Max.
Hooray! Another believer, both rich and poor, find true happiness with the Buddha.
Well, and so now for Buddhism. Shall we just meditate for a minute?
Yes, Buddhism. Meditate to resist craving, accept present reality, expect change and do better, resist negative thoughts, accept everything as imperfect, be positive, see the inability in others, and achieve nirvana, heaven. Meditate.
Shah, you express your Buddhist beliefs so well. I am converted, but I still want to do things for Lucretius and exit.
In Buddhism, we don't do things. We accept the present reality. You should just try to inspire others to do things for Lucretius.
That sounds like my Bill, getting me all the time to do things for him. And now to even change again, from Hinduism to Buddhism.
Yes, but now I must be honest with you about a problem.
Oh dear, no, a problem? What possible problem with such wonderful beliefs?
Allah, some Buddhists cannot live without also having a belief in a God. They need a religion, even with illusions.
Well said, Shah. Lucretius thanks you. That is the most significant thing that has been said today. We need a religion even if with illusions. Will believers dare to believe it?
Yes, we need a God to help us to resolve our very practical daily problems. So many adopt Hinduism or another religion to get a reinforcement from a God.
Hinduism seems a perfect combination with Buddhism.
Yes, because in Hinduism we have the supermarket of gods, unlimited, no charge.
Oh dear, you sound like Bill.
Right, indeed. A supermarket of gods.
Yes, so we choose the ones to suit ourselves. Freedom indeed.
Freedom with such great Buddhist ethical values of concern for others and wonderful freedom and for self and for others. Another very useful illusion, with a bit of alcohol too. If Islamists could drink alcohol, they might prefer it to fighting.
I must firmly warn you that Islamists reject alcohol but accept drugs unlimited with the same effects, and perhaps some may even very quietly drink a bit on the side.
I would never say so. But perhaps so-called Islamic fighters like X Group are all drug addicts.
You said it again, Bill. Shah, you have a gentle wisdom.
Perhaps we need a new religious organisation, CRFP, Combined Religions for Peace.
The Buddha might support our CRFP, Combined Religions for Peace. All using the same buildings? May be hard to sell, but the Red Cross does it well. Might inspire religions to cooperate and not compete. It might discourage politicians from using religions for war.
Maybe. But I must ask you, Shah, would the Buddha accept Lucretius' theme that religion should be abandoned, nationalized, or controlled?
No, but he would support CRFP. Our beliefs are free and open. Remember, you can always come to join us. Come to India and learn more. The Dalai Lama will support CRFP.
Thank you, Shah, for a great presentation. Now to find a way for Bill to make it all happen.
Well, Hinduism and Buddhism have changed me again. I will become a Buddhist, please, Shah. Do I have to have another wife?
No, free admission. Not even a Sunday contribution. Now wear this Buddhist hat.
Thank you. Buddhism admits me and still allows me to keep my Lucretius and exit illusions. We seem to have covered everything today, Karen.
Oh dear, Bill, now I have to adopt Buddhism too. Can I have a hat too, please, Shah?
Of course, welcome, Karen.
Thank you. Not over yet, Bill. Exit still unresolved. Pseudo-religions may give you a chance to be changed. Today, Bill, changes all the time.
I am confident, Bill, that you will come back to the church.
But wait a moment. I am a Lutheran. May I tell you about what I believe?
Oh dear, it's going to happen again. Yes, dear Helga. Very brief report, please.
Thank you. Well, it all comes from Martin Luther, 1483 to 1546. He started a major branch of Protestant Christianity, Lutheranism.
Yes, a great idea. Free from control by the Pope with all paedophilic troubles.
Yes, and Lutheranism adopts its own beliefs of baptism, catechism, church governance, creeds, eschatology, heaven and hell, access to God, Lord's Supper, purgatory, salvation, scriptures, etc., etc., all developed worldwide with 80 million believers.
Amazing. Now even Max could get to heaven.
Well, all based on the Bible. We believe that humans are saved from their sins by God's grace alone, through faith alone, all on the basis of scriptures. That God made the world, including humanity, perfect, holy, and sinless.
Is that not a bit optimistic in our world of crime and corruption everywhere, even in Trump's USA?
No, we believe that the Bible is God's word, and with faith.
Only 800 pages to read. Should be enough.
Yes, and everyone will be saved and go to heaven.
Max, you just made it.
Isn't that enough? Everyone goes to heaven, and we don't need hell or exit, free choice.
No, Bill, not yet, please.
Enough. I will join with you, Helga.
Hooray! I will take you, stay on and take you both to the church on Sunday.
Thank you, Helga. I want a simple life, please. You seem to have simplified my life. Can we stop here, Karen?
How can we have a simple life with Lucretius hanging around?
Bit optimistic, Bill.
No. Now I will join with you, Helga, and become Lutheran. It would suit me so well. So as usual, I accept. All done.
No. Now we must discuss pseudo-religions so as to be fully informed and decided. Google can help us.
Pseudo-religions are deep beliefs in day-to-day concepts that seem to take over our lives so completely and yet can give us conflicts, joys and problems.
Like sports, drugs, alcohol, democracy, business, communism, conservatism, trade unions, all politics, Ku Klux Klan, etc.
People just seem to love to be in huge active crowd pretending to achieve emotional crazy objectives, but I guess we have no time for all of that now.
Mostly highly emotional rubbish which dominates people's minds. Gambling for cash is a key objective. keeps the rich and the poor in absolute equality, 8% of value owned by just 5% of people. No ethics or care for others, corruption, male superiority, domination of everyone by the rich, in both business and politics too. Cash is the great motivator of human behaviour.
Well, sounds terrible, but seems to be necessary to motivate economic development, even in Russia and China. They hated it, now do it in disguise.
Enough.
Enough. Pseudo-religions, they all oppose exit. Any interest, Bill?
No interest. Now, I am now a simple Lutheran, still with Lucretius and exit next year. What are we to believe now?
So, Google, give us your view.
May I help with a summary of Lucretius 100 BC, who has been sitting here listening to you all with a smile on his face. He said, religions are illusions, sublime to the ignorant and useful to the politician, ridiculous to the philosopher. All life is from atoms, living, dying, and being reformed in different ways. Fools take for truth what sweetly strokes the ears. Is that enough?
Too confusing for anyone but me to understand.
Yes, but now I believe he was right and he was wrong. Religions have illusions, but we need to give up. We still need them to give us faith and hope in the cruel, conflicted environment. And perhaps we all need a little sexy excitement too.
Man must learn to change. Perhaps man needs a gentle electronic brainwash to change attitudes and reject violence and crime. Perhaps even for self-help healthcare to motivate the brain to cure our own cancers and illness.
The man will never accept that. Perhaps do it. Dare I say it, with women empowerment, despite a great resistance by the men.
You are changing me, Helga, Max, and Google.
And am I converted? Why not gently influence the brain to become more powerful? No more crime and conflict, no more prisons, and yet to let everyone live and die, exit, as they want to, when they've had enough, like a famous book, 1984, allow euthanasia, exit, assisted dying, to be freely available for all.
How impossible, but why not do it anyway? Even make death a joyful one and not a sad event. Will save a lot of money on funeral expenses.
I buy that. So I must promote both Lucretius and Exit for All, with no more need to fear death. With Lutheranism, we'll go to heaven. Change those so-called sacred ideas that are really all invented by men, not by God.
Don't dare to say that aloud. So many believers with even the X group will be forced to pop you off, and me too.
Well, so our discussion has been great. Bill, you have suffered a lot. Me too. So, what are we to believe now? Please.
Boom!
Oh dear, another X-group bomb. We have got to be careful.
Hinduism and Buddhism and Lutheranism. You made my day. I'm changed. Perhaps we should just take 1 minute to meditate and confirm what we believe.
Now we all seem to have decided on accepting illusions and accepting with one or more gods.
People expend tremendous energy merely trying to be the same and normal, Camus. Whatever that may be, perhaps that is mankind. We pretend to be the same, but we are all so different. What to do now?
But I want to be different.
Perhaps we must ask Google. He seems to know almost everything.
You, mankind, are an aggressive animal with a terrible desire for power and violence. To survive a dangerous environment, you all need a god and illusions of what you call sacred.
Oh yes, the brain used to be called sacred. We must not change the brain. In the old days we thought that, but nowadays with publicity, We get changed all the time.
So change your brain to achieve a life of love and caring for others rather than cruel conflict. Religions were supposed to do that, but they alone have not succeeded. Better to brainwash the enemy than kill him.
I agree. So now Google, what about having 2 religions now?
Or 3. And a Hindu supermarket.
Religions could be a cooperative and not competitive. Keep life simple. Why? Believe in Abraham and a united family of religions that meet your personal spiritual needs.
I support all of these revolutionary ideas, except women in power, now or forever.
Accept illusions and support the concept of CRFP, Combined Religions for Peace, with cooperation and not competition. Use the same buildings.
Impossible. But why not? Pourquoi pas?
Oh dear, my church may become a gymnasium.
In the past, religions and politics were dominated by men who love conflict. Men prefer conflict to peace, which is less exciting. Perhaps only women really want to find peace. Religions and politics must both learn to change.
And I believe in Lutheranism and also exit, assistance with dying, on demand worldwide.
That is a legal reality in Belgium, Netherlands, Switzerland, and even Oregon in the USA. Let's each man choose when, where, and how to pop off.
So overall, what are our feelings on what are we to believe now? I feel for Buddhism and Lutheranism too. And I like your Hindi supermarket of the gods.
No change. For me, belief is in a Hindu life with Buddhist support, hopefully not gaining too much weight like the Buddha, and the men fighting hard to remain in power.
A great day, Bill. For me, Lutheranism and Shah to meet my needs, and I plan to promote women power.
I feel for Buddhism, and we'll be Lutheran as well.
What a great day together. We seem to have found belief. You've made my day. I am changed. Perhaps we should take just 1 minute to meditate.
So Bill, please do not change again. Now, we all seem to have decided on accepting illusions with 1 or 2 gods, but we have failed with Bill to give up taking exit next year. Or have we failed or succeeded?
Religions may sometimes see their beliefs to be too painful, but I shall have to give you some good news now, Karen and Bill.
Good news?
Yes, your son George is now on his way home again. X-Group started to so violently disagree on who to kill that they started killing each other to get to heaven immediately. So you have no need to worry about George, if you can get him to feel needed at home.
Perhaps George could help us to establish CRFP, Combined Religions for Peace, so that it will really, really come.
Why not? Pourquoi pas?
Pourquoi pas? Why not?
It seems so amazing that with our discussion, Lucretius has helped me to find faith and hope again in my life. Thank you, everyone.
You have had a multi-religious day. Thank you, Bill. Oh, I will go and see. Someone left this suitcase with the label, Bill, you have 5 minutes to decide what we are to believe now. Signed, Lucretius. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
5 minutes? That's so strange. What can it be?
Be careful, don't open it. Possibly a final bomb from the X-Group. Careful.
Bomb? I have no time to check and fix it. I suggest everybody outside now. Quick.
Oh dear, it seems impossible. Everybody out! Quick,
My
out!
last lesson from Lucretius?
Oh dear, we all made it. Thank you, Hinduism.
Thank you, Lutheranism.
Hooray! Thank you, God. But the bomb has affected me. Oh dear, I now feel so weak. I have lost my confidence. I don't feel able to promote Lucretius and Exit on demand. Now it all seems too much for me. I give up.
I was confident, Bill, that you would come back to the church.
Oh dear, I can feel it now. I know what is going to happen to you, Bill.
You know? Yes. I think I must go back to my original Catholic Church with all its illusions. Even with Lucretius's illusions, we all still need religion. Do you agree, Karen?
I am confident, Bill, that you will come back to the church.
Of course, dear. You'll follow the advice of the Dalai Lama. We leave Lutheranism and we go back to the Catholic Church.
Be careful, Karen. You have my ideas. But I must exit this year. I'm too weak to continue.
Time for women in power, Karen.
I have my Buddhism to comfort me. This was a sad day.
No. I agree with Helga. Now, Bill, the bomb has affected me too. But I feel stronger and even more determined to promote your great ideas, Bill. You converted me. You tried hard and you made too many mistakes. Agreed?
Agreed.
But I have changed. The bomb has given me confidence. Now is the time for me to promote Lucretius, Exit and all. And may I add it from Helga, women in power. For peace at last. I feel sure Luther would agree.
With my full support. I'm not too sure about Luther. Was he gay?
Well, thank you, Helga. Can we work together for women in power?
Agreed, with my full support.
I wish I could help, but I feel too exhausted.
No, Bill. Times have changed. You are not exhausted. The bomb has given me confidence at last, and I will give confidence back to you. I take control, and you will do what I tell you. I am suddenly inspired by the bomb. Thank you, Lucretius.
And I want to inspire you for women in power. Pourquoi pas?
Agreed indeed. We shall do it together. And a sudden new idea. Women's power in local government. Why not promote a woman, not a man, as the only acceptable mayor of every town? Men no longer allowed to be mayor.
A great idea. Add it out to a short-term objective which will be to contribute to the long-term objectives. Women in power. Pourquoi pas?
So, Bill, we're going to do it. Google says we must learn to change. Well, I have changed, and so you will have to change too.
Change? Oh, dear.
Times have changed now. You will have to learn to be obedient to me, Bill, and do things my way. Just like I learned over our 30 years to be obedient to you and do exactly what you told me.
Yes, dear. I agree. I have no choice.
So, with my help, you must eat well and start now to promote 3 things. Lucretius, free exit for all, and women in power as mayors. And with all of that work, you will be very busy.
Yes, Shah, in a new order, with our full women's support and the Lutheran Church worldwide.
Seems like a huge job. So working at it together.
You will have no time for exit next year. You will be far too busy. As a Reformed Catholic, you can still keep Buddha and Luther supporting you. We need support of both the Lutheran and the Catholic churches. We can do it. Agreed?
Yes, dear.
So exit for many years to come. You will have far too much to do and to live for. Agreed?
At last. And so, with women in power in the future world, the impossible may well be achieved. So, as Google, I have taken a decision.
How?
I must stop being a fat Google man with a man's one-track mind. And I must change and become a slim Google woman. Agreed?
Pourquoi pas?
So, with my fellow women, on we go together.
Well, Karen, you seem to resolve Bill's problem so well after a whole day. I call it a masterpiece of female negotiation. I join your team for Women in Power and become Lutheran too, with Buddhist support.
You have made my day. I join the team.
I shall have to consult the Buddha to find peace of mind over women empowerment. We will need a new society to protect men from female abuse.
So well done, Bill. Our new life together will be full of joy. Agreed? And my French aunt used to say, pourquoi pas?
I will talk with Lucretius tonight and tell him he was right and he was wrong. Religions do cause conflicts, but they need illusions to help people to be happy in this wonderful world. Pourquoi pas?
Men and women try so hard to know about the past, the present, and even the future. When they realize that they can't do it alone, then they seek a wonderful God with illusions who will protect them and will give them faith and joy to face a complex life in their little earth, which is just a tiny part of the great world universe. So, pourquoi pas?
Pourquoi pas? It is so nice to be able to exit when you want to, and then decide not to do it.
Well, Merry Christmas, guys.
Do not